Paramapurusha. Today's subject of discourse is Paramapurusha. What is Purusha? Purusha means Purushete Yaha Saha Purushaha, or Purashishete Yaha Saha Purushaha. The Sanskrit word Pura means settlement or township, Nagara. Therefore, the entity which lies covert in each and every microcosmic structure is called Purusha. It means that this quiescent entity, or Purusha, lies hidden in each and every microcosm, but doesn't perform any action. In the definition, Purashi Shete Yaha Saha Purushaha, Purashi means in front of or before, as in the sentence Purashi Hitam Karotiya Saha Puruhitaha, which means Purohita is one who moves in front of you to promote your welfare. One special attribute of Purusha is that he always moves ahead of the microcosms. Whatever may be the speed of the microcosms, Purusha is faster, and so he is always ahead of them. Purushaha akarta phalasakshibhutaha bhavakendrastitaha gunayantrakasha. Purushaha akarta. The word akarta has been used in connection with Paramapurusha. Why akarta? When in a solid body a force operates in that special state, the force is termed as energy. Action or something that involves a changing of place is originated by energy. Action, either physical or mental, is affected only because of the vitality in your body. During the state of ill health, you will find that you cannot think for a long duration. It is only because of the lack of vitality. Doership is the operative principle, not Purushas. Therefore, Purushaha akarta, phalasakshibhuta. Now, let us see what is phalasakshibhutaha. Purusha is acquainted with all that is done by an entity. Whatever the unit mind performs is known to unit consciousness at once, i.e., whatever your mind does is known to your Atma at once. Today's discourse, however, is about Paramapurusha, not about Jivatma or Jiva Purusha. External activity is the actual expression of whatever you think on your psychic plane. So whatever your mind is acquainted with is done by your mind, and hence your Atma comes to know it. To what extent does your Atma maintain its witnessing capability? Unit consciousness is karma phala bhokta, i.e., whatever action, vice or virtue is performed by your mind has its impression on Jivatma, and the impression of the actions on Jivatma is at once conveyed to Paramatma. Whatever action the cosmic mind does, that is not really action, because everything is internal. But whatever the unit mind performs is both internal as well as external. For instance, if a desire for stealing is aroused in one's mind, that can be internal when you don't translate the same into action. I.e., mental stealing can have external expression, or it may remain in the psychic plane itself, but whatever the cosmic mind does is all internal, totally within his mental arena. There is nothing external for him, all is within him. Whatever he does within himself, i.e., without your knowledge. For example, he steals away your mind, your Atma. One fine morning you will find that you have lost your mind. Your mind does not exist, as he has stolen it away, and just like a lunatic you begin dancing. How he has managed to steal it away is a mystery to you. Therefore he does everything inside himself. Everything is within, nothing without. Suppose your boss arrives, your superior arrives. You will welcome him and say, "Please come, take your seat and have something to eat." You flatter him to the extent you know, but you say inside yourself, "What a trouble has arrived. When will he go?" This is not known to your boss. Hence, a couple of eyes are within you. One performs action in the external world, and the other is within, with which you alone are well acquainted, but others are not. Sadhana, therefore, is to unify the two into one, the internal eye and the external eye. Two-ness in one single personality is a disease. The more the gap between these two eyes, the more you will undergo psychic torment. You must remember that in this second half of the 20th century, people are feeling much gap in between their internal eye and external eye. Because of the trouble in adjusting these two eyes, there is an increase in mental illnesses. This is the greatest disease in the 20th century. As regards Paramapurusha, there is no double personality. Everything is internal. The entire world is internal for him. That which is external world for you is internal for him. Whatever you think or do in your mind is also internal for him. He enters your internal world, your mind, and you don't know that he has entered it, i.e., he will steal away your mind and you will not know. A person too wants that Paramatma should steal away his mind. Therefore I remember to have told you that one of his names is Makana Chora, butter thief. Generally one says to God to come to him, but actually God is already with him. He is simply unable to see him. A sadhaka may think with his conscious mind that when God appears before him, he will surrender completely to him. In the most interior corner of his mind, however, he feels that when God appears before him, he will certainly surrender to him, but he will also seek God's help for relieving the asthma from which he has been suffering badly. God, who is in the most interior corner of his mind, even knows this. Then he will not hear anything. He will steal away the Atman of a person, and his mind will not know it. Therefore, he is named Makana Chora. As the cream is the essence of milk, so is the Atman of the body. He steals away the Atman, so he is Makana Chora. Why Purusha is a karta? Action results when in the physical body vital forces operates. Energy will not work away from material structure. It will always work from within. For Jiva there is action, and also for Prakriti. Prakriti gets the action done, but Paramapurusha is actionless. Phala Sakshi Bhutaha. Whenever a person performs some action, there is an accompanying reaction. Action means creation of reaction also. For instance, if you throw a stone in a haphazard way, that will certainly have a result. Where there is action, there is reaction. Both action and reaction take place in his cosmic body, Bhuma Sharira. He immediately knows about the action performed by a person and its reaction too. But Paramapurusha is not the enjoyer of the reactions. Dva Suparna Saguya Sakaya Samanam Rikamshe Parisha Svayate Tayoranyaha Pipalam Svadhyaya Nashananyo Bishakashiti. Two birds with beautiful plumage are seated on the same tree. One of them is tasting the sweet fruits of the tree, whereas the other is just looking on. The bird tasting the fruits is likened to Jivatman, or unit consciousness. The bird which looks on without tasting the fruits, but which watches the other bird eating the fruits, is likened to Paramatman, the supreme consciousness. The tree, i.e. the body of a human being, has both Jivatman, which is Karmopahata, or that which receives the impression of all that the person does, and it also has Paramatma, who is the witnessing entity of Jivatman. Through Prakriti, the inherent energy of Purusha, a human being, performs actions and reaps their consequences. This natural setup has been arranged by Paramapurusha. He makes the arrangements for actions and reactions to occur. Therefore, he is Phala Sakshi Bhuta. They say that whatever there is action, there is equal and opposite reaction. But there is one thing to be borne in mind here. Where there is action, the equal and opposite reaction takes place only when personal, temporal, and spatial factors remains unchanged. But you know that personal, temporal, and spatial factors do not remain unchanged. Just in the next moment, time factor is changed. If it is an inanimate object, there is entitative change therein. If there is an animate object, the person remains unchanged, but the mentality changes. Therefore, we do not find the exactly equal and opposite reaction of the action done. Generally, the reaction is enhanced, and is not lessened because the gap in interectoplasmic stuff is increased for the reaction of an action done. For instance, you took a loan of rupees 1,000. When you return the amount, you will have to pay the interest also. You will pay back rupees 1,020 or 1,030. Likewise, if you have committed some sin, you will be punished a little more than the reaction of the sin committed. Had the time, space, and person remained unchanged, the reaction would also have been the same. So get it in mind. While doing something immoral, be prepared to pay the interest too. It is better not to take a loan. Then alone you will not have to pay the interest.